Heather Dawn Mullins Zimmerman was born on the 17th of October 1977 and grew up in the area around Gifford, Illinois. Growing up, both Heather and her sister Melissa, who is 17 months younger than Heather, were into softball, basketball and tennis, and Heather loved rock music as well as animals. She also had one brother. Come 1997 and now 19 years old, Heather was married. However, the marriage was not a happy one. According to reports, Heather and her husband were experiencing problems in the marriage around the time of her disappearance, although those reports vary as to whether the pair were still together, separated or divorced. Michael Zimmerman was serving with the United States Marines and in 1997 was stationed in Japan. When Heather suffered an accident that required surgery, he was given emergency leave to be with her, but afterwards he went AWOL. He was later captured and jailed. It's unclear of the timing though that this happened. In May of 1997, Heather was living with her parents in the rural village of Gifford. Heather would often stay at her parents', especially when her husband was out of the country. Zimmerman was last seen on May the 26th, 1997. Her parents said that she took a soda from the refrigerator and departed their Gifford home with a friend at approximately 8:30 p.m. She was heading to attend a party at a mobile home park off Route 136, just outside rural Rantoul, Illinois. She would never return from this party. It was not uncommon for Heather to be gone for 2 or 3 days at a time, so when she did not return that night, her parents were not overly concerned. However, as 3 or 4 days passed and they still hadn't heard from their daughter, concern set in, and she was reported missing to the Gifford Police Department. When Heather left that night, she left all of her personal belongings at home. According to her family, she'd had her purse stolen just before she went missing, and thus did not have any credit cards, identification or cash on her. She also failed to pick up her final paycheck from the store she worked part-time in as a clerk, something it is likely she would have done if she was choosing to leave behind her old life. Not a great deal is known about the investigation into Heather's disappearance. Authorities had received a tip from an unnamed source that she was dropped off near her family's residence at 3 a.m. on May the 27th, but this was never confirmed. Just over a month later, another tip came in. An unidentified man called police to say Heather's body had been placed in a borrow pit. Investigators followed up on this, but no body or no evidence was found. Investigators also focused efforts in an area in Paxton, Illinois known as Dogtown, an area that had been the focus of many missing persons cases over the years. But again, nothing would be located. It appeared after this point Heather's case would go cold, and it would remain that way for the next 10 years. On March the 10th, 2007, another young woman named Jamie Harper disappeared from the Rantoul area. According to her mother, Jamie had left the house in the Paxton area on March the 9th to attend a party in the 1300 block of Laurel Drive with a male friend. While she left the party early, she never arrived home and has not been heard from since. Her mother reported her missing a few days later. She waited because Harper had previously failed to return for several days at a time. All her possessions, including her medication, were left behind. Police have shared that there are similarities between Jamie's case and Heather's disappearance, including an unverified tip which stated that Jamie's body had been dumped in Dogtown after she died of a drug overdose. This was the same approximate area that had been searched in Heather's case. While both cases have never officially been connected, It is widely believed they are, and the same unidentified man is considered a person of interest in both cases. Nothing has ever been released regarding the person of interest, but most have speculated that the unnamed individual is someone that attended both parties in 1997 and in 2007. And one such name that has surfaced is that of a 30-year-old male with a long criminal record, who was believed to be at the party Jamie attended. The individual, who was under a separate investigation into his suspected involvement in recent burglaries in Champaign County involving the theft and pawning of rings, in which he would later be convicted for. After the man served his sentence for the burglary conviction and was released from prison, he was charged and convicted of aggravated domestic battery and sentenced to 20 years in prison. However, again, his involvement is rumour, and he has never been named a suspect in either woman's disappearance. It's unclear if there are any other individuals who were last to see both women alive. For the loved ones of both women, the wait for answers continues, and in Heather's case, that wait is now approaching 30 years. As of 2025, both Heather Zimmerman and Jamie Harper remain missing, and their cases unsolved.